What's going on, guys? Dre Bun 777 again. And what I wanted to talk about today, what I wanted to talk about today was an old subject that we had like a few weeks ago. You know, about the religion, agnosticism, atheism. Yeah, I wanted to go back to that because, you know, I made a part 1 to it. So here's part 2. And mainly what I wanted to talk about was religion today. You know, well, remember in my previous videos about this, I said that religion didn't necessarily have to be a building or a church or organization, but it could also be your way of thinking. You know, like I said, an example was like if you didn't go to church and you worship God in your own house, wouldn't that be considered making your own religion or whatever? But anyway, I wanted to talk about all this. Think about religion, alright? For example, you know, whether it's your own religion or if you're at a church. Here's what I'm going to say. There's a problem with religion today. And here's the problem 1. There's too many opinions and not enough facts on these religions. I said this before in the last video. And you know this is fact, what I just said. There's not a lot of facts behind it. Like, most of the people that go to church don't even learn half the stuff that they're even talking about. Most of the time they're just singing. Like, if you want to know something, you gotta read or do research on things. There ain't no just singing about it. And that's what the problem with today's society is. Nobody likes reading anymore. It's too much illustrations. I mean, I probably am saying this wrong because, you know, I'm actually giving you an illustration right now doing this video. You know, you visualizing it by seeing it. But most people don't visualize with their mind or do research on things. And that's what I'm saying is the problem with today's society. You know, a lot of the things that they're talking about, like what they preach, they don't do it. You know they don't. In fact, here's another thing that I just don't understand. Now, if they're supposed to be so religious and believing in God, why are they believing in doomsday theories like the December 21st, 2012 idea that the world is going to end? I mean, if you really believed in God and went to these churches, right, you would know. And the Bible said that God only knows when the day of the end was coming, right? The Son doesn't know. Nobody knows but God himself. So this would throw this idea out the window. Now some will be like, yeah, the Mayans, this was a religion or whatever. Well, actually, the Mayans were a civilization, you know, more like a nationality. And they did say that their calendar was going to expire on that date, December 21st, 2012. Now, the Mayan calendar is pretty accurate, but I also know there's another a very accurate calendar, I should say, excuse me. Well, have anybody seen the Jewish calendar? The Jewish calendar is very accurate. In fact, that's how they got on the moon, was from the Jewish calendar, because the Jewish calendar does go by the moon. You see, thing is, a lot of people will try to argue with some facts. But thing is this: the Mayans are not even a civilization no more. They're extinct. The Jews actually still exist, and you gotta realize that. And that's what a lot of religion fights over. You know, that's where most of the religions fight over, is for, like, you know, whose idea is right or wrong. The thing is, you should do a lot more research on it, and that's how you will find your answer. Now, speaking of Jewish, a lot of people will tell you that, you know, Jesus was black, or was he white? Well, Jesus was born in Judea. And if you're born in Judea, you are Jewish. Yes, you're Jewish. Now, would you be darker of skin? Yes. But you really wouldn't be completely black. You know, they would probably give you this one term, I'm not even going to say, you know, the sand N-word. That's what they'll call them. So, yeah, close to black, but not quite there. Excuse my language. I don't really want to say that. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about was most of the stuff they don't tell you about Jesus. Alright? Now, here's an example about how religion could be corrupt a little bit. Now, Jesus, a lot of people believe that Jesus was born on December 25th, and they thought he died on Easter. So Christmas and Easter, okay? Now think about this. Let me start with Easter first. Alright? So, for example, Easter is always on a Sunday, right? Alright, Easter's always on a Sunday. They said Jesus died on Good Friday or whatever. I forget. I think they said it was Good Friday and he was raised up from the dead on Easter. That's what a lot of people will tell you. Well, here's the thing though. When you're born on a day or when you die on a day, the next year it will not be on the same day of the week. That's the first mistake people make. They think it's on the same day of the week. It would not be. For example, I'm born on July 3rd, right? My birthday is coming on a Tuesday this year. So if we do make it the next year, my birthday would be on a Wednesday. You know, because there's 365 days in the year. Well, there's 366 this year because this year is a leap year and it falls under a year that's, or a number that's divisible by 4. If you didn't know that. Anyway, like I said, he wasn't born. I mean, when you're born or when you die on a certain day, the next year it's not going to be on the same day of the week. It's either going to be a day or 2 apart the next year, depending on the leap year, whatever. Now, Christmas then. Alright. That's when people think Jesus was born. Alright. But little do people know that I know people that watch this Boondocks. If you've seen the Boondocks, you would know what I'm talking about. So, here's what I'm going to say. This cartoon show was telling the truth about this. In the Bible, it said that when Jesus was born, they said that there was still harvest and sheep still out. The farmers were still outside growing their crops. So if farmers were growing their crops and stuff around this time of the year, this would be late summer. Okay, this would be late summer. This would not be winter time, because in Bethlehem or Judea, winters get very cold. You know how cold the desert really gets? It could go below the freezing point. So that proves right there that he wasn't born on December 25th. In fact, a lot of people think that like Jesus was actually born around September, like late September, and somewhat that might actually sound true. A lot of people don't realize this though. Only a Jewish person would know this. But that's the end of the Jewish, that's when their New Year's begin. Usually around September. So, yeah, that sounds believable. And I said Jesus was Jewish. It even says it on Wikipedia. So you're not going to argue with facts. Alright? Now, Wikipedia saying it, then that means it's right. The computer says it. The Bible said it. You're definitely going to have to believe the Bible if you claim that you're a true Christian or whatever for a religion. You would know that Jesus was Jewish. It says it. See, the problem with today's society, with this religion, is like I said, it's too many opinions, not enough facts they teach you. And that's mainly what I wanted to say today. Was religion, is most of it true, or do they hide things from you? And I think some of them hide it, because we were taught to not know this stuff. Yeah. In fact, let me go back to the Christmas thing. Did you know that in Cleveland, Ohio, this was 20 years ago, alright, 20 years ago, in Cleveland, Ohio, they had a, what's it called, a nativity scene, or whatever. And this was a Christian school, so it's a church and a school. Did you know that they took out the nativity scene of Jesus and them, but they didn't take out the Santa Claus and stuff like that of this? Don't that sound a little strange to you? I mean, of all things, if this was Jesus' birthday, wouldn't you actually kept the Jesus scene, not the Santa Claus scene so much? So something tells me right there. That would tell you actually that this could not be his birthday. I mean, like I said, the thing is, you should read stuff, because that's where all your facts come in. Now, this was part 2 of religion, agnosticism, and atheism. I'm gonna get into more research later on and tell you more about this part, about the religion part. Well, I'm done here for now, and I'm Dre Bone 777, and I'm out. Peace.